Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Suryakoti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Om Shri Mahaganapataye Namaha Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om Sadashiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Padyantam Vande Guru Paramparam Asmad Gurubhyo Namaha श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानामालयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः ओम श्री मेधा दक्षिणामूर्ति स्वामिने नमः ओम सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ओम शांति 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 हरिः ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ओम सच्चिदानंद रूपाय कृष्णाय क्लिष्टकारिणे नमो वेदांत वेद्याय गुरवे बुद्धिसाक्षिणे कृष्णद्वैपायनं व्यासं सर्वलोकहिते रतं वेदाब्ज भास्करं वन्दे शमाधिनिलयं मुनिं सहस्रमूर्तेः पुरुषोत्तमस्य सहस्रनेत्राननपादबाहो सहस्रनाम्नां स्तवनं प्रशस्तं निरुच्यते जन्म जरादिशान्त्यै. So namaste once again.
Namaskaram.
Namaskaram to everybody.
Namaste, Guruji.
Namaste. Namaste. So we are seeing this sloka, meaning of this sloka. Udbhavakshobhano devah Sri Garbha Parameshwarah Karanam Karanam Karta Vikarta Gahano Guhah. So in the last class, we saw two namas. In the end, one is Karanam, the instrument, and another is Karanam, the material cause. So Bhagavan is the Karana, the means for creation of the Jagat. And he does not require any other means to manifest himself as the Jagat. And he is also the Karana, the material cause. Because when we look at Ishvara as Brahman plus Maya, Maya is the material cause. So like that, he becomes the Upadana Karanam, the material cause also for the creation of the Jagat. So he is the Nimitta Karanam, the efficient cause. He is also the Upadana Karanam, the material cause. Now, whenever we think of creating something, like for example, standard example, creation of a pot by a potter. He is creating a pot. There are three things involved in the creation. One is the material cause, that is the clay itself. Another is the instrument for creating, which is that wheel he has got, and he has got a stick also. He puts that clay in the middle and then rotates that. And then we require most importantly what the potter himself, because even if it is just turned round and round, the pot is not going to come automatically out of clay. Somebody has to actually hold that clay and make it into a shape of a pot. So here the Karanam instrument is spoken about, as Bhagavan is the Karanam. Karanam, the material cause, also is spoken about. What is missing? The Karta, the doer, the independent maker of that pot. So next Nama is Karta, the independent maker. Karta Swatantraha, says Bhashyakara, Adi Shankara. He is independent because we have always been seen that everything else in this Maya Jagat is dependent on that independent cause. That is what Bhashyakara is bringing. He is actually saying the karta is not an entity, it is the consciousness which is independent, not dependent on anybody for its existence. So that is what Bhashyakara says. So as a karta, he is swatantraha. He is independent in this making of this entire jagat. He doesn't report to anybody. He doesn't need to consult somebody, should I do this way or that way? Not at all there. So Ishvara is karta, he is the karana, also he is the karana also. So all three roles of Ishvara in the creation of this entire prapancha, this jagat, has been brought in these three namas. But now there is one more aspect to the creation. Because the potter is there, the potter does not just create one pot or many pots of the same type, isn't it? He is so skilled that he can use the clay and then create so many different varieties of pots and plates and whatnot. Big, what they call it, I don't know what they call it in English, not get the pana, we say matka. A big, whatever it is, you understand as long as you
Pitcher.
Pitcher, yeah, the mud pitcher, right? Where we put water in summer and it is cool. That he can make. And these days, these potters have come up with, even drinking glasses and all. I've seen it in Coimbatore. Very nice earthenware glasses, which are very nice. You can fill water in that glasses and leave it overnight. Morning, especially in summer, it's very cool water you will get in that. And it is, again, totally pure water in the sense, whatever impurities are there in the municipal water will be there, but the container itself does not add to any impurity. Like, for example, we are now reading that some people have been found to have plastic in their blood because of, we are using plastic left, right, and center, and mostly water and all is coming in all these plastic bottles, and it is there for months together. So some plastic particles are all getting mixed with the water, and we are drinking that water. And some cases have been found somewhere in the West that people have been found with plastic particles in their blood. And that's the latest problem the whole mankind is facing. But if you use that glass, which I have got a few of them, half a dozen, it's very nice. We can drink tea in that. We can reuse it. We don't need to throw it also. It's quite solid. So, because that potter can make a variety of things with the mud, with the material cause, which is the clay, question will arise, okay, I accept Bhagavan is a karta. But is he also a karta? Means he creates this entire variety world he has created. The next nama says, yes, Vikarta, the creator of this variegated world. Vichitra bhuvanam kritavan iti Vikarta. And Puja Swamiji says, to understand these four names, we should see how we function in the world and then see how the Lord is different from us. And he also gives the same example of the pot. In the word, with reference to the creation of a pot, the potter is the karta, the intelligent cause. He makes use of the clay as the upadana karana, the material cause, which is different from him. In the case of a pot, the material cause is different from the person who is making the pot. Further, he needs the help of various karanas, various instruments, like the wheel, the stick, and all, as I mentioned, etc. He requires all that. Some water he requires, in order to smoothen that outer surface and all. I mean, there's so many things he requires. Maybe he requires a small knife in order to chisel that, sharp edges. So I don't know the full detail, but he requires a lot of instruments. And the things that he makes are also more or less like the same, without much variation. Because now once he starts making a particular type of pot, he will, like assembly line, he will keep on making that type of pot until he changes to a different type of pot or different type of container that he wants to make. And this process holds good for anything that is created by human beings. But the creation of the Lord is different. All these, the efficient cause, the material cause, the instrumental cause, everything is put together in one entity in Bhagavan only. He is the intelligent and independent maker. He has all knowledge of this entire creation. Unless he has got knowledge, anybody who creates anything, be it a potter or a carpenter or a blacksmith or a goldsmith, anybody who is creating anything, first of all, he needs to have the knowledge of what he is going to create and how. All technical issues that if a gold piece is given to us, we will not be able to create an ornament out of it because we don't even know how to go about it. But that person has got the knowledge. So similarly, when Bhagavan has created this entire world, variegated world, with so many different, he needs to have the knowledge, minutest knowledge of every aspect of this world. And that is why in the Upanishad, in Shastra and all, Sat, Chit and Ananda, which is existence, consciousness and limitlessness, or you can call it superlative happiness. Both are same. Limitlessness and superlative happiness are one and the same. Which is the Swarupa of Bhagavan, that is actually translated or expressed differently as Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So Sat aspect is Satyam. Chitta aspect, consciousness, is Jnanam, knowledge. And Anandam is Anantam. That is how Taittiriya Upanishad describes Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. So that consciousness which has to have all knowledge which is there for creation of this entire world. And having said that, even in the case of a potter, if we take, he may have certain limitations. Suppose you go and say that I want this type of a thing made out of this clay. For example, we go to a potter and tell him that I want a beautiful doll made out of this clay. Can you make it? He may not have knowledge to make a doll. He may have knowledge to make a pot or a plate or so many different things, including a pitcher, but he may not have the knowledge to make a doll. Here, what is being brought out in this Nama is Bhagavan being the Karta, the Karana, and also the Karana. He is also the Vikarta, creating this wondrous universe consisting of many and varied things. So it is, you go to Bhagavan, you say, I want this thing, he can make that even if it doesn't exist. And the beauty is, in his creation, there are no two things alike. If you observe it very closely, I mean, we know that no two human beings are alike. Very generally we say. Even when we see the same jati of flowers, we will find the hibiscus. That is, example I quote because I see so in our society, so many varieties of just that hibiscus. So many varieties. None of them are similar to each other. So, as the creator of this Vichitra Jagat with its manifold forms, he is Vikarta. Then the next Nama is, he is Gahanaha. The Gahanaha meaning is the one who is not easily known. You have to put in an effort to know Bhagavan, to discover Bhagavan, discover Ishvara. Swarupam samartyam cheshtitam va tasya jnatum na shakyate iti gahanaha. So Ishwara's nature, capabilities, power and actions, etc. cannot be known easily. It does not say it cannot be known at all, but it cannot be known easily. And so he is Gahana. Since Ishwara's Samarthya, the glories and capabilities are countless, it's very difficult to understand them. We can know the glories of Ishwara in a very general way. Even Bhagavad Gita, Ishwara himself, Bhagavan himself talks about certain of his glories, and he said, this is, I am telling you, it is, my glories are countless, but Arjuna, for you to understand, I am giving you some examples. That is what he himself says. You cannot fathom the glories of Ishwara. Anything that we come across that surprises us, that makes us wonder, is the glory of Ishwara. These days we get so many forwards in this WhatsApp and all, how many wondrous things, we get to see rather. Some small 3-year, 4-year child, when yesterday we were saying, playing this flute so beautifully. Glory of Ishwara. So even all those things we can know only in the general way. We cannot know the glories of Ishwara in detail. We cannot list the glories of Ishwara. Puja Swamiji says that we may know the woods, but we cannot know the botanical names of all the trees therein. We see a big forest, we see a lot of trees there. Some of the trees we can identify because of our knowledge. Okay, this is a peepal tree, this is this tree. But what are their botanical names of all the trees there, we don't know. So that is why Adi Shankara says his Swarupa, his nature, is unlike anything else. And also, rather because of that, he is Gahana, difficult to understand. Yatum na shakyate iti Gahana. So that is another nama of Bhagavan. Then Guha. Earlier say you cannot know him, know his nature, because it is so vast. Then here he says it is Guha, the ones whose nature is covered by ignorance. Guhate samrunoti swarupadi nijamayayeti guha. So we have seen this idea many times that Ishwara lives in the cave of the Buddhi, right? In the Hridaya Akasha. Just forgetting the Bhagavad Gita sloka there. But in Bhagavad Gita also Bhagavan says that I am to be found in the Hridaya of Hriddeshe Tishtati. He says, that sloka beginning I am forgetting. So this is the idea we have seen. Where can you discover Ishwara? We can discover Ishwara in the Akasha, which is the heart. Heart, Buddhi here we must understand is intellect, not the physical heart we are talking about. But what is happening is, he is available for recognition in the Buddhi of every being. But we don't know that. We don't know the Ishwara. Why is that? Because his Swarupa is covered with the darkness of avidya. The darkness of ignorance covers the Swarupa of Ishwara. So even though Ishwara is very much presiding within us, we don't know that because of our ignorance. Excuse me. And this darkness can be removed only by the light of knowledge. And that knowledge will reveal the Swarupa of Bhagavan. So till we get that knowledge, what is that Swarupa, that knowledge? Till then, he is Guha. That's why, whenever I look at the names of Lord Muruga, so many names of Lord Muruga are all Swarupa related names. Guha is also called Guha. Again, Ishvara, Swarupa reference is there in that name. And Bhagavan says in the Gita, Naham Prakashah Sarvasya Yoga Maya Samavritah. Naham Prakashah Sarvasya. I am not recognizable by all. Yoga Maya Samavritah. I am being covered by the Yoga Maya. Means as if covered because of our ignorance. He is not covered. But our that ignorance, which is a function of this Yoga Maya, to its Avarana Shakti and Vikshepa Shakti, our attention is taken away from Ishvara. First of all, Ishvara Swarupa is covered by the Avarana Shakti of Maya. Even if that is there also, there is no problem. Because we can gain knowledge and we can work towards that and remove that ignorance, that cover. But what Maya does is, in order to prevent us from doing that, it gives the projection of this entire world to us and say, I am projecting this world, you enjoy it. So that our attention is taken away from trying to uncover this Ishvara's Swarupa, and then whole life we are engaged because of this Maya, Vikshepa Shakti of Maya, in all these worldly pursuits. It is only very, very few people understand this trick Maya plays with us. And they develop Viveka, Vairagyam, Titiksha, all that they develop. They are not carried away by the Vikshepa Shakti. Because they, first of all, the first understanding is this is all Maya. This is magic being created in front of me. I should be careful in giving reality to this magic. So that is why he is Guha till such time that we discover Ishvara. This is the last nama of this shloka. Now we'll go to the next sloka. Vyavasayo vyavasthanah samsthanasthanado dhruvah parardi paramaspashtas tushtaf pushtasubhekshanah. Another nice sloka. There are 10 namas in this sloka. Vyavasayah, vyavasthanah, samsthanah, sthanadaha, dhruvah, parardihi, paramaspashtah, tushtah, pushtah, and subhekshanah. 10 namas. So vyavasaya, the one who is of the nature of consciousness, is the meaning of the word vyavasaya. Samvin matra sarupatvat vyavasaya. This word vyavasaya occurs in Bhagavad Gita also. Vyavasayatmika buddhi is the expression which Bhagavan uses. So there, you see, vyavasaya generally means determination. A knowledge which is free from doubts. And it is the Lord who is in the form of the determination and knowledge, and hence he is vyavasaya. Knowing that Lord, discovering that Lord, one can also get rid of all doubts. And here Adi Shankara takes another meaning. Vyavasaya also means samvit. Samvit means consciousness. Again, this is not two different meanings. It is just following from another. The one follows from another. Because all cognitions, determination, all are possible only because of the blessing of consciousness. As just now I told you, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma, consciousness, the Chit Swarupam is nothing but Jnanam. So, all these cognitions, knowledge, determinations are possible only because of the blessing of the consciousness. And being that samvit, that consciousness, he is Vyavasaya. This is the meaning Adi Shankara is taking. Next is Vyavasthanaha. Vyavasthanaha means the basis of everything. Yasmin Vyavastitihi Sarvaha Sarvasyeti Vyavasthanaha. Sarvasya iti. Okay. Yasmin Vyavastitihi Sarvasya iti Vyavasthanaha. Vyavastam karoti iti vyavasthanaha. So two meanings again here Adi Shankara takes. So vyavastam karoti iti, because everything is properly placed in him, he is vyavasthana. Vyavastha means what? A clear demarcation, clear division, an arrangement, right? In Hindi also, we use this word vyavastha very often. They say very good vyavastha this person has done for the marriage. Arrangement has been done very well. And that means that whatever has to be placed has been placed in the right places. Whatever needs to be done at the appropriate time is done at that appropriate time. All these are all part and parcel of this vyavasthana. Vyavastha, can say. And we know that the whole creation is regulated according to the karma phala of each jiva. There are lokapalas who are the heads of the various lokas rather. And in this world, there are varieties of creatures as Jarayuja, born from wombs like human beings and the various animals. Andaja, born of eggs like birds and reptiles. Shvedaja, Shvedaja means that which is born of sweat, moisture, and also combination of moisture and certain warmth. And that is how the small insects, bacteria, and all are all born. They are born in their certain conditions. They are called Shvedaja. Then Udbija, plant kingdom, which seems as though Udbij, to break the earth and come out. You know, when they sprout, as though they break the earth and come out. These are the four main, you can say, the cause or the, you know, what we can say, the origin of all the creatures in this world, all living beings. But within each of them, within Jarayuja, there are so many varieties. As I said, human beings, animals, so many varieties are there. Within Shvedaja, there are so many varieties. New varieties keep on coming in Shvedaja, Corona, and then Omicron, this, that, and new varieties keep on coming because from Shvedaja. There's never no end to those things. It keeps on happening. Andaja, born of eggs like birds, reptiles, so many birds. So like that, there are many subdivisions with different behaviors and different characteristics in this entire Prapanja. And again, among human beings, if we take it, there are various Varnashrama divisions. Again, these Varnashrama divisions are, you know, or determined by the Vedas. Chaturvarnyam maya srishtam gunakarma vibhagashaha, says Bhagavan Krishna in the Gita. When he says maya srishtam means what? He is the giver of the Vedas, and they are the systems which are there in the Vedas. And Bhagavan does all this vyavastha, these clear divisions, so that each one has a distinct behavioral pattern, different from others. There is no overlap. No two things, no two entities are doing the same thing. Unless government officers we see in India. Maybe in all other countries also. One person's job, 10 people will be doing. And not only that, he has done all these division and with distinct behavioral pattern, distinct roles, with no overlapping, no conflicts. He may also makes them function accordingly. It is not merely on paper you create all this and there is a chaos. Within the body of the human being, if you take, and of course all other human beings also, each organ has its vyavastha, specially demarked for a particular function. There is no mix-up whatsoever. And there is an inbuilt system that if some organ is not functioning properly, it can repair itself. Provided, of course, we allow it to repair itself, we human beings. If wild animals can never go to a veterinary doctor, isn't it? It is only domestic animals are taken to the vet. Why? We go to the doctor, we take pet animals also to the doctor. Because the kind of lifestyle we live, we don't allow our body to prepare itself, to cure itself for whatever ailments that we come in contact with. And we have passed on that to our pets also in our house. So we run to. Have you seen a jungle lion or a tiger going and knocking the door of a pet? I am having stomachache, please help me. All those things, they get healed by themselves. It is not that they are immune to all these things. They also get sick. But their body mechanism is taken care of. And all this is what? This is all according to the law and order of Bhagavan. And hence he is Vyavasthana. He has created this entire order, how everything should function. That is why he is called a Vyavasthana. Then Samsthanaha. Samsthanaha means what? Samyak sthana, Samyak, excellent abode. Atra bhutanam samstitihi pralayatmika samichinam sthanam masyeti samsthanaha. So as we have seen, he is the maker and is also material cause. He is manifest as this universe with all these orders, different orders, psychological order, physiological order, and all the powers also, magnetic power, that is what is that called, wind power, hydel power, everything, all powers are also, Ishvara is manifesting as that. So having done the vyavastha, he remains as that which is already done. He is the karta and also the karma. While everything comes and goes, being the only Satya Vastu, he is the Samasthana, Samsthana, well placed. Samyak Tishtati iti Samsthana. Again, it is in him that all beings get their sthiti, their stay. And at the time of pralaya also, he is samsthana, because everything goes back to that abode only, his abode only. That is also one way, we have to understand the word samsthana. Not only the sthiti karana, or during the time of our existence, we exist in that consciousness, that Ishvara, but at the time of pralaya also, all this entire world gets and resolved in Ishvara only. That is samsthana. The next nama is sthanadaha. Sthanam dadati. Adi Shankara says, the one who gives status. Druvadinam karmanurupam sthanam dadati iti sthanadaha. He is the one who delegates the sthana, that is the position and power, according to one's own karma phala. And therefore he is sthanada. He is like, I mean, just to give a very crude example, there is a owner of a company. He recruits a lot of people. And he knows the strength of each person he is recruiting. So he will assign them the task according to what they can perform. He will not give some engineering task to a chartered accountant because he knows this chartered accountant doesn't know anything about engineering. Similarly, all other jivas, all these jivas, you, me, everybody, we can also become devatas. We can become Agni Devata, we can become Vayu Devata, we can become Varuna Devata. All devatas are what? They are jivas only. And their respective roles or respective powers and position are given by Bhagavan alone. So in one kalpa, one jiva is the Agni Devata, but not necessarily. Even Brahmaji. Brahmaji is also a jiva. Exalted jivas. These devatas are exalted jivas because when they were in the human form, they have done so much, they earned so much punya that they have been promoted in the hierarchy to a devata position. Like that, there are various positions, just like any organization. And all that positions, who gives? Bhagavan gives. That is why he is sthanadaha. Sthanam dadati. And here Adi Shankara says, he has given the status of a pole star to Dhruva. Dhruva means unshakable, which cannot be moved. Dhruva, fixed. And that is why we called the pole star Dhruva. Dhruva also is a Purana character. That's all. I mean, when you try to start reading Puranas, trying to understand the stories of the Puranas, and if you are able to go beyond the story descriptions, you can start seeing the philosophical relevance of these names also. So he has given, that's what Adi Shankara has said, Druvadinam karmanurupam sthanam dadati. So he has given the status to the pole star, of a pole star to Dhruva, and the respective status to, I said, Indra, Yama, Varuna, Agni, etc. All these devatas. That is why he is sthanadaha. The next name is what? Sorry? Anybody said something? Okay, I think so, sir. Somebody had unmuted probably. Next nama is Dhruvaha, the one who is constant and indestructible. So I'm always getting this word wrong. Even Bhagavad Gita class, I'm getting it. Indestructible, and that which cannot be destroyed. Okay. And very simply, Adi Shankara says, Avinashitva Dhruvaha. The Lord is like the axle, which is there in the wheels and all of everything. The wheel may keep rotating, but the axle doesn't rotate. It remains. Unless if axle also start rotating, you can imagine what will happen to the movement. Axle has to be fixed. Then only the wheel can rotate. Similarly, for the world to rotate, to go through 4 seasons and undergo the changes and all, it's all a cyclical. The entire prapancha is cyclical. From a seed, a tree comes. From the tree, a seed comes. Again, from that seed, another tree comes. Cyclical. But all these things which are happening, which are constantly moving, requires an axle type of a thing, which will hold, which will not change, which will remain constant, which cannot be destroyed. And on that axle is what this entire prapancha is working, or it is functioning. So Bhagavan is that axle. He does not undergo any change or destruction, but always remains the same. The world consisting of changes, because world constantly keeps on changing, but it cannot exist without him. But Bhagavan himself is Dhruva, firm, unchanging, which cannot be destroyed. That is the meaning of this Nama, Dhruva. Then Parardihi. This word Riddhi we have seen earlier also, which means glory. So Parardihi here means the one with great glories. Para Riddhihi Vibhutihi Asyeti Parardihi, says Adi Shankara. The Riddhi, Vibhuti of the Lord is Para. Para means unmatched, countless. His glories are countless and unmatched. In fact, the 10th chapter of the Gita, Bhagavan describes his vibhutis, glories, as I just now mentioned. And there also he says that I have got so many countless glories, but I am now telling you a few of my glories in keeping with their prominence. Because there is no end to a detailed description of my glories. That's what Bhagavan says to Arjuna. So he is Parardihi. He is the most one with great glories. Then Paramaspashtaha. The one who is completely evident. And here Adi Shankara gives a very beautiful commentary. Parama Shobha Asyeti Paramaha Sarva Utkrishtaha Va Ananyadhina Siddhatvat Sammidatmataya Spashtaha Paramaspashtaha. If you understand Sanskrit, at least to a fair degree, not completely, you will really enjoy reading this Bhashyam and all that. When you see the usage of words, how Adi Shankara brings out that ideas beautifully. So he is Parama. Parama means limitless, superior to all. Or he is Parama because he has Parama. Ma means knowledge. So Parama means limitless knowledge, supreme glory of Bhagavan, limitless knowledge rather. So Paramaspashta has got two words, Parama and Spashta. Spashta means what? Spashta means clear. As they say, clear like a crystal. So Ishvara is Paramaspashta, being the nature of pure and limitless consciousness. That is the one. That's why second sentence, Adi Shankara brings this meaning. We have already saw Samvit. Here he says Samvit Atmataya, he says. So being the self-effulgent Samvit consciousness, it is Ananya Adhina Siddha, self-evident, not dependent on anything else for revealing itself, and not inhibited at any time, uninhibited. There is nothing more clear than the Swarupa of Ishvara. While the mind and senses of they gain clarity because of the consciousness, still they tend to get clouded at times, isn't it? We can't say that we are Paramaspashtaha from a body, mind, sense, complex point of view. But being the Swarupa of Ishvara, and in fact, the very content of clarity, with no ignorance or confusion at all, we can say, Aham Paramaspashtaha Swarupataya. In other words, when you say Aham Brahmasmi, this is one of the aspects of description of Aham Brahmasmi, Aham Paramaspashtaha. So this is talking about the Swarupa, the consciousness. Then the next nama, Tushtaha. Tushtaha means the one who is satisfied. Paramananda eka rupatvat tushtaha, says Adi Shankara. Nothing much to explain here. He is of the nature of limitless Ananda. And what can be more satisfying than limitless Ananda? Once you have reached limitless Ananda, there is nothing more to reach. That is the goal of every jiva. I want Ananda and I want limitless Ananda. And the entire moksha package is all about making us understand that you are already limitless Ananda. You have not understood your real nature. That is the whole spiritual journey about. So Bhagavan, being limitless Ananda, is Tushtaha, ever satisfied. That's why even in our life, if you actually reflect, if you get time to reflect, which is very important, in fact, every one of us, as we grow older and older, we must reflect. What is it that is creating unhappiness in me? And that is why once we start developing what we call alam buddhi means enough. I have got enough. We get alam buddhi when we eat, isn't it? Suppose somebody is serving us dosa or idli. They go on serving. At some stage we say enough. I have had enough. No more dosa, no more idli. That alam buddhi we exercise when we are eating. And if you don't exercise alam buddhi while eating, you will know what is the consequence. Similarly, every aspect of our life, we must question ourselves. I have got so much. Is this not enough? Why am I still chasing things which I very well know in the remaining years of my life is just going to be, not useful to me at all? Once we understand this and then we start saying alam, enough, to everything around us. There are people who have worked for 40 years in some company, some corporate. One fine day when they are 60 years or whatever the age is, they retire. They retire from the service, but the alam buddhi to earn more and more and more money doesn't leave them. So even if they are going to get lesser salary, lesser income, they go for the other jobs after retirement because that alam buddhi has not come. And when you go for that, what happens? You are reporting to a boss. He will say 100 things to you. When as you grow old, some days you may not feel like getting up early. You may not, there's a back pain and all. You may skip the office, but on that day, there's a very important meeting where your presence was required. Next day, when you meet the boss, he is certainly going to take it out on you and you feel miserable. At this age, you see this fellow has got no respect for me. But he is not the real reason for that. The reason is we have not developed alam buddhi. We have not said it is enough. I have earned enough. My children, even if they want something from me, I still have enough to give them. So these are all the things, when we see the word tushtaha, we can learn from Bhagavan how to become Tushtaha. So this is the meaning of Tushtaha. Then Pushtaha, the one who is full. Sarvatra Sampurnatvat Pushtaha. Only one who is Pushtaha can be Tushtaha. Isn't it? As long as you are not Tushtaha, you are chasing something, you feel you are incomplete, you are not full, you are not Purnaha, you can never be Tushtaha. So this Tushta and Pushta go together. Purnatvam and Ananda go together. Purnatvam and Ananda. And that is why, whenever we feel happy, again, in Vedanta, this is the beauty, lot of self-introspection and, what I can call reflection we have to do. We fail to do that, and that's why we don't understand this life. We don't understand anything about this world. If we just reflect, when I have a happy feeling, when I'm feeling very happy, if I reflect, why suddenly now I am feeling happy, I will discover that moments ago, I was unhappy about something. I was concerned, anxious about something. Now that something has come. So to the extent of that something, I felt I was apurna. I will become purna only if I obtain or gain that thing. And the moment you gain that thing, you become purna, and that purnatvam immediately expresses itself as happy feeling. But what happens is, immediately after that happy feeling, we again, oh, what now? I have got this. Now what should I get more? Start again. Apurnatvam. From purnatvam, suddenly apurnatvam in respect of something else. One thing you have become purna, something else you become apurna, again become limited, again feel sad or sorrowful. Then when that also you get, again you are happy. So why we are sometimes happy, why we are sometimes unhappy, if you start analyzing, it is your own problem. You are jumping from purnatvam to apurnatvam to purnatvam to apurnatvam. The moment you receive, you become purna, you become pushtaha, and because of that you become tushtaha. If you put a stop to this seeking, if you put a stop to this, as Bhagavan, this bhavaroga, you will also be tushtaha, pushtaha forever, ever satisfied. So being purna, full and endowed with everything, Bhagavan, there is nothing lacking in Bhagavan. He is pushtaha. Then subhekshanaha. It's a beautiful nama. We have to understand this nama. The one whose glance is auspicious. There are so many songs in Tamil addressed to Bhagavan. Can't your sight fall on me? Because we all know that Bhagavan's glance is very auspicious. All that we are looking for is, can't you see me at least for a minute? So Adi Shankara says, Ikshanam, Darshanam, Yasya Shubham, Shubhakaram, Mumukshunam, Mokshadam, Bhogartinam, Bhogadam, Sarva Sandeha Vicheda Karanam, Papinam Pavanam, Hridaya Grantehe Vichedakaram, Sarva Karmanam Kshapanam, Avidyayascha Nirvartakam Saha Subhekshanaha. Amazing list, complete list of what all the glance of Bhagavan can do. Here by glance means we are not talking about a physical seeing. We are talking about the grace, the blessing of that Bhagavan. And that blessing, Bhagavan is not going to distribute like, some pamphlets which are distributed by some people and street corners. We have to invoke that blessing by our karmas. Then only we will be eligible for that grace. And once that grace is there, you have no other worry in your life, nothing that you will lack. And Adi Shankara covers everybody in this. So his ikshana, that is seeing us, is Shubha, auspicious. And we can also understand our ikshana, seeing him, is also Shubha, auspicious. Both his seeing and our seeing, both are auspicious, hence he is Subhekshana. The Lord is all the time looking at us from inside and also from outside, where consciousness is all pervading. But we do not look at him. We look at everything, but don't understand that it is the Lord. It is the Lord which is pervading, and the very existence of this thing is because of the Sat, the Swarupatvam of the Bhagavan. So we never look at him as Bhagavan, we look at him as a flask or a computer or a telephone or whatever it is. But when we actually understand what is Bhagavan and start looking at him, catch a glimpse of him, we say that we have got a glance from Bhagavan. Bhagavan is gracing me. So all that one requires is only one glance from Ishvara. That glance gives us Shubha, auspiciousness. And as I said, his grace alone is this glance. His grace is Naranam Shubhakaram, as Adi Shankara says, brings auspiciousness to all human beings. How? First, Mumukshunam Mokshadam, gives moksha to those who desire moksha. Bhogartinam Bhogadam, provides all the objects of enjoyment to those who desire them, Bhogartis. Papinam Pavanam, purifies those who have acquired Papa by taking to Adharma. That is why, even Ravana got moksha because Rama in his avatara freed him. All these villains we read in these itihasas and Puranas and all, they are more lucky than us. Because Bhagavan, even though he has come to put a stop to their adharma, by his very association with them, their papas are all purified and they actually get moksha. Further, his grace blesses one with ikshana, the knowledge of Ishvara, another meaning of ikshana. That in turn is avidyayascha nivartakam, remover of self-ignorance. Avidya here means self-ignorance. Then sarva sandeha vicheda karanam, he brings about the removal of all doubts and confusions. Hridaya gantehe vichedakaram, break asunder the knot of this heart. Because it is in the Shastra, this samsara, the bondage, what we call in English, is compared to a knot in the heart. And moksha is untying that knot, or in fact, not even untying, breaking that knot, breaking it asunder. That is what is the moksha definition. Then sarva karmanam shapanam, destroys all the karmas by understanding, gaining the moksha status, you can call it. Vidya, knowledge of Ishvara. And he is Subhekshana, blessing those who seek arthakamas with artha and kama, blessing those who seek moksha with jnana and moksha. And Adi Shankara quotes a Upanishad mantra also, which says, something to this effect. Vidyate hridaya grantihi Sarva samshayah kshiyante cha asya karmani tasmin drishte paravare. Mundaka Upanishad. So Adi Shankara has taken directly from Mundaka Upanishad to explain this beautiful nama Subhekshanaha. So we'll stop there and continue with a new sloka in the next class. Okay. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. Thank you all very much.
Thank you, Guruji. Thank
you,
you.
Guruji.
Thank you, Mama.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you.
Thank you, Guruji.
Thank you very much, Guruji.
Very much.
Very nice class. Very nice.
Namaskar, Mama.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, Hariji, any question?
Guruji, you will you take this last nama again next Sunday? It's very nicely you have taken. But once more, Subhekshana. It was very, very nice. I mean, the Adi Shankara Stotra, which gives so many things.
Yeah.
It was very nice. I mean, it was very fulfilling for me.
Yeah.
So
no problem. I am here to whatever you want, in terms of it is help you understand better. I'll certainly repeat it. No problem. No.
thank you.
In any case, these days, what I am trying is that the last sloka, last nama, which we have seen earlier, I very briefly start with that and then go to the next nama. But because I will make it a little more elaborate and then take you word by word what Adi Shankara has said.
Thank you.
No problem.
Thank you. Hari Om.
Anything else?
The word Vyavasthana and Adhisthana, are they same?
No, Vyavasthana means the one who is making all the arrangement, making the divisions and all that. Adhishthanam is the foundation, the basis on which everything is resting. So, the consciousness, or you can call it the Sat, Chit and Anantam, is the Adhishthanam of this entire Prapancha. On that Adhishthanam, it is just like a foundation of a building. When what we see is only the building which is above the earth. We never see the foundation, right?
Okay.
But without the foundation, the building cannot exist.
Okay.
Similarly, without Ishvara, without this Brahman and Maya, which is the Adhishthanam of this entire world, the world will not exist. That is Adhisthana.
Okay.
Whereas the organization which is done for this world, in terms of what power should be given to whom, what is the role of the different, very distinctly, drawn out, without any confusion, without any overlapping, without, any conflict. Because in many organizations also, that is the constant struggle they go through, organization chart they prepare, who will report to whom and things like that and all. And they will suddenly find that there are some dual reporting lines. One person is reporting to two people. And in that, what happens is, if one boss gives him a job, he will tell that I am doing the work of the another boss. And when the other boss gives him a job, he will say, I am doing the work of this boss. So both the boss's work he will not do, he will enjoy. These are all in organizational charts, conflicts which needs to be avoided rather. That's why a huge HR department keeps working like this. Dual reporting and things like that and all, they will work on it. Whereas so far as Bhagavan is concerned, he is the one who creates all these systems. So he is very sure there is no dual reporting. Agni can only do Agni's job. No other Devata can do Agni's job. Right? Similarly, even if you take our sense organs, eyes can only do seeing. Ears cannot do seeing. Very clear demarcation is there. Suppose meet with somebody meets with an accident, he loses his eyesight. Bhagavan will not say, oh, okay, you met with an accident, that's okay. I will now give you one boon, you can see with your ears also. He will never do that. He will, if he does it like what we try to do sometimes, create a precedent. Everybody will, blind because of their karma, they will ask for a replacement. So Bhagavan, the Sthanadaha, or the one who is creating this entire order of this entire prapancha is Sthanadaha. That is not different from Adhishthana. Okay. Thank you. Very well. Yes, anything else? Any more questions? Yes, Lataji. How are you?
I'm getting better, Guruji.
Good. Right.
My husband who had COVID last week, and this week it's me.
Yeah,
But it's not. Yeah, that's because I think there's a new strain. Because of the new strain
yeah, I
that
read
we
about
also-
it.
Yeah, we also started dropping the precautions because everything was looking good.
Yeah. But to be careful. Frontline workers have to be very, very careful. Right?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's spreading, and then we need to be careful. Yes, Guruji.
Yeah, certainly.
Guruji, it's not a question. I just the dilemma that keeps on rising in the mind whenever we listen to these talks, either Bhagavad Gita or this. The whole play seems quite unfair in the sense Bhagavan is everything belongs to Bhagavan. He created the world. He has created the Maya. He has created everything belongs to him. The good, bad, and ugly, as you put it last time. And until and unless the avidya is removed, we cannot experience or we cannot understand God. But then to shroud that, he has created such a deep Maya. And because of that, we keep on making mistakes, and then we keep on being born and reborn, and then plenty of janmas and so many janmas. But whole play seems quite unfair from the point of view of.
What do you feel? What is unfair in that? You tell me.
Guruji?
What is unfair in this?
I mean, making it so difficult. Out of the so many crores of people, only one or two can.
Yeah, because
Stage
you see,
where they want to
I will
go.
point out one fairness. All the people who are there, Bhagavan has given them one faculty, free will.
Free will.
Right?
Yes.
And it is for us to use that free will to do what is required to be done in order to gain that understanding of Bhagavan. And it is nothing new. We do it every day in and day out. Suppose when you were studying, right, in your college, and you wanted to do medicine. That was your goal. I want to do medicine. Correct? I want to get admission to a medical college for doing MBBS or whatever it is. What did you do? Did you not use your free will to do everything that was required for you to take all the necessary tests and examinations and all, so that you get an admission into the medical college? And after getting admission to the medical college, did you not use your free will to pursue the line of medicine that you wanted to take and specialize in that? Every stage in the choices that we make in our life, we always make choices because of our free will only. In fact, I was actually other day, thinking about it. I keep reflecting on this. We are talking about, everybody talks about destiny, right? And free will, conflict between destiny and free will and all. According to me, in my latest understanding, there is no destiny at all. Nothing called destiny. There is only free will. Because using your free will in one of your past janmas, you did something. That has become your destiny today. Isn't it?
Yes, Guruji.
Suppose you start with a clean slate, zero. Only thing you have got at that time is no karmas, so no destiny. But you have got free will. And that with that free will, you start doing karmas. And some of the karmas, some punya, some karmas, some papa. And that exercise of that free will is what eventually becomes your destiny. And we are always saying, driven by destiny, driven by destiny. No, we are driven by our own free will. The mistakes that we commit because using our free will becomes our destiny. So we are the creators of our own destiny. There is nothing called outside us destiny creation or anything. We have to understand this very, very clearly. And Bhagavan has told you, given you the free will, the instrument, use it properly. It appears to be difficult, this entire spiritual journey. You know why it appears to be difficult? Because we have moved ourselves far away from this. Not only in this birth, from previous births also, these samskaras are following us. Now that in this birth, we have an opportunity to get exposed to some Mahatmas, to the scriptures, to, Bhagavad Gita, which have been there right from the beginning. I mean, Bhagavad Gita is not something that, 5,000 years. That's all absolute ignorance. People talk 5,000 years. Every kalpa, Bhagavad Gita was, Krishna was born, there was a Arjuna, there was a Rama. Every kalpa has got 4 Chatur Yugas. In Chatur Yuga, the same thing has been repeating. So it has all been there. These scriptures, Vedas have been there beginningless times. Nobody knows from where it was existing. It just gets repeated in every cycle of the creation. That's all. So,
Guruji, what age? Sorry.
huh?
No, please continue, Guruji.
Yeah. So what I'm saying is, there is nothing called destiny. We have created our own destiny. Today, if we are feeling miserable, if we are feeling bound in this samsara, it is because we have not used the earlier opportunity as human beings, which was given to us, for us to reach the stage where we have reached in this birth. Now, when we start understanding this journey is not from date of birth to date of death. The moment we understand I am Shashwata, I am eternal. And that is what Krishna starts in Bhagavad Gita. And that is why I am actually in Gita classes being a little elaborate about it. The whole purpose of this teaching is not entertainment. The purpose is for us to imbibe this, which we are not used to it. It is very difficult. We can't believe it. But that is what the Shastra says. So it will be difficult. I am not saying. And that is why if you are asked to give up something, say develop Vairagya. Is it easy? Developing Vairagya? Impossible, I tell you, for people who are steeped in Artha Kama. Impossible. No Vairagyam can be there. So it is difficult. I mean, when you did your medicine, it was not easy. Not everybody, how many people, I think lakhs of people, millions of people pass out of schools in world over, correct? Tell me how many people are able to get a medicine seat, and out of them, how many are actually able to complete successfully becoming a doctor? Tell me that. It is the same thing here also. So if you feel this is unfair, that also I will say is unfair. Now, like everybody is saying, no need, no this, everybody should get everything. That is unfair. What is fairness? Merit has to be rewarded. Work has to, or hard work has to be rewarded. And here, Moksha Marga is not at all a bed of roses. In fact, it is full of stones and thorns and all that. If you read Bhagavan Buddha's story, it is only after doing all misunderstanding, did so many things, nothing helped. Finally, he realized what is this moksha, this nirvana is all about. It is nothing from outside, it is from inside. So, I would not say it is unfair, but I will agree with you that it is very difficult. It is not meant for everyone. You have to have, And that's why in Kathopanishad, Yamaraja tells Nachiketa, the very first requirement for this moksha destination is you must fix only moksha as your destination. That should be the only destination. Nothing else you should want in your life. So Atma Varam, that means your goal should be, I need to understand this Atma at any cost. I am prepared to give up anything for that. Whatever price is demanded, I am prepared to pay, but I want to understand this Atma. Unless we have got that kind of a tivra icha, which is what is called mumukshutvam is about. Mumukshutvam is,
I was also thinking, I mean, not just from the point of view of mumukshatva. If suffering is because of our own karmas, I mean, it is the millions of people all over the world suffering with poverty and disease and lack of food and victims of war and anything. So if that is one has to go through all those kinds of situations because of their karma, and it is yes, I was thinking in those lines as well. It is really, from that angle also it appeared unfair. But this free will, Guruji, is for it, when you're born, when a child is born, is there a certain age from where the free will comes into effect, or is it different for different child, and then depending on their previous karma? Or
see, the child is born because of the previous karma. At the time of birth, the child does not have an ego.
yes, no.
That I sense is not there. The karma starts the moment you start thinking that I am the doer. Till such stage, that could be 2 years in a child, that could be 3 years in another child, that could be 5 years in another child. Till such stage when that ego has not yet waken up, or has not been, I would say, kindled, and the child starts feeling that I am the doer, till such time the child does not. And normally in our culture, we say up to the age of 5 years. That's why, normally you would have seen elders saying up to 5 years, children are God, and we must not say anything to them, and things like that and all. The moment the child starts feeling that I am running around naked in the house and I should cover myself, starting of the problem. That identity with the body starts. Till such time, the child, if you observe, have no problem. It will lie down naked. It will do everything on the bed, even go around. Like Krishna, they say that, with a beautiful golden, the thread around the waist and all, naked, whether it's a male child or a female child. But the moment the child starts feeling, oh my God, I am naked, I should cover myself, problem starts. That is the time. From that time onwards, you are born with identification with the totality. From that time onwards, when your ego kicks in, you have now started identifying yourself with your individuality. That is the starting point of Punya Papa accrual.
Oh.
Again, this is all, you must understand, as a Vedanta teacher, I will say there is nothing called Punya Papa. Punya Papa, karmas are all again superimposition by ourselves on ourselves. That is why a Jnani understand there was never a karma for me. It is just some body, did something. In fact, in Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan says, one Indriya was interacting with another Indriya. I had nothing to do with it. That is why he says Akarta, Abhokta. Jnani, that Ishvara, Bhagavan, Brahman is Akarta, Abhokta. That's what we are seeing in Bhagavad Gita also now, right? The features which Krishna is explaining. So the moment you understand I am Akarta, Abhokta, what is happening is the interplay between all this Maya. I have nothing to do with it. I am only a witness. That point, karma stops. And that is why for a jnani, all sanchita karma, this agami karma are all wiped out. We saw that in Tattva Bodha. All are wiped out. Prarabdha karma is already kicked in. He can't do anything about it. So he will have to exhaust the prarabdha karma, and at the end of the exhaustion of the prarabdha karma, his body will fall. After that, there is nothing called that jnani or that this thing. It is one with the totality rather. This is how we have to, we have to actually visualize this whole thing, the whole scheme of the entire birth, death, creation, and all that.
Thank
But
you.
at this stage, we can talk about karma, we can talk about punya papa and all, because we have not reached that stage of super waker. We are only at the waker stage now. We have not reached, but we are trying to reach that. And towards the end, once we keep on moving, everything will automatically become very, very clear to us. It is just like you are on a flight, and then the flight is taking off and it is climbing, clouds, this, and then you undergo thundering, lightning, everything will be there. But the flight will, despite all those obstacles, keep moving. 35,000 feet when you reach, look out, what is there? Beautiful, nice daylight. No thunder, all the thunder, lightning, everything, pollution gone down, finished. You have risen above that. And that is the stage where a jnani reaches. And all this karma, this punya, papa, everything are all left behind. But you can't reach the 35,000 feet unless you go through from 0 feet, isn't it?
Yes.
That is what we are all doing. We are trying to reach the 35,000 feet and keep flying in the 35,000 feet. But till we reach that, we have to go through this. Okay.
Fortunate to be climbing with the knowledge given by you, Guruji.
Well, I mean, I'm also climbing along with you only. But as I said, for me, I am getting more and more clarity. In fact, the doubts that you have got are absolutely valid doubts. Not only you, any students have got absolutely valid doubts, because those doubts have occurred to me also at some stage rather. But what happens is, the more I keep teaching, the more I keep reading for the purpose of teaching, the more I keep introspecting on what is it that, this is, the clarity slowly, I wouldn't say very major clarity is coming. Still, there are a lot of areas, but I am able to get a lot of clarity. For example, I was thinking about it as we talk about destiny, fate, and all. What is that? We are the ones who create that. And then we are blaming some third party. Bhagavan is, done doing. Why should we blame Bhagavan? I have created my destiny in my past births. And then can I then complain? A person who doesn't study when he is supposed to study, later on, he is begging in the road. Can he blame Bhagavan for that? When you were supposed to study, you should have studied, got some degree, got a job. You would not have been begging in the on the roads. So your begging in the road is nothing to do with your fate. It is to do with your own free will. I'm just giving you one frame, because we can still keep on discussing this, past karma, because of it, you didn't study and all. It can go back. But what I'm saying, if you just take one frame of one life, that is what is the fact. What we do, what we don't do, some things we get the effect in this life itself. Certain things get carried forward, like as they call it, accounts in a going company. From 1 year to another year, all debits and credits are carried forward. That's what is happening in our life. We just have to understand that. One thing we can do, from the moment we understand, we can correct our lives from now onwards. So that in future, the next life will not have the same problem. It will be much better situation rather. Okay, Hariom, thank you. Yes, Hariji, any more question for you?
Yeah. See, when you are talking about sense of doership, that whatever karma I am doing, I will be getting the karma bhala. And I practice doing things without sense of doership. That is the sadhana, that you train yourself.
Karma yoga.
Yeah, but whatever we are doing, whether it is with the sense of doership or with the sense of doership, karma bhala will be there.
Correct. As
So
long as,
if
yes, you're right. Karma phala will be there.
if I do my karma without the sense of doership, total objectivity, who will be the enjoyer of the karma bala?
If
Whom
you
does it go?
see what is a karma, what is the most important?
Did I explain myself?
Yes, yes, I will give you the answer.
Yeah.
I will ask you one question. What
Yeah.
is the most important requirement for a karma? There should be a karta for a karma, isn't it? Without a
Yeah.
karta, there can
Yeah.
be no karma.
Yeah.
As long as you are taking yourself as a karta, there will be punya, there will be papa.
Yeah, but I'm no sense of doership, so there is no
So
karta.
what do you mean by no sense of if you have no sense of doership, you are already a jnani, and for a jnani there is no karma.
Okay.
Sense of doership is not that I declare I have no sense of doership. That is not having.
No, I meant the with that attitude.
Yeah. That attitude will that you have to first understand what is meaning by doership, and then you have to understand what my swarupa is.
Yeah.
Swarupataya, I cannot be a doer. Consciousness cannot be a doer. Existence cannot be a doer. Whatever has been done by body, mind, sense complex in which I am residing.
Yeah.
I am not doing all these understandings as they come to us stage by stage by stage.
Yeah.
In the final stage, when you realize, because at that stage again, what will happen and what happens is, despite all this understanding, our past orientation doesn't leave us.
Yeah. Identification with the body.
Identification with the body doesn't leave us.
Yeah.
That is why Nididhyasanam is prescribed in the Shastras. You have to do Nididhyasanam, constant Vedantic meditation, whether with closed eyes or with open eyes. You have to learn to see every Ishvara in everything. Even when you go to a bathroom, when you are passing urine, you must learn. Paramatmananda recently, some quotes are coming. He says, you have not reached the stage of Mahatma unless you learn to see Ishvara, recognize Ishvara in every good thing and every bad thing. Because Ishvara, this world, when you say the world is Ishvara, every good thing is Ishvara, every bad thing is Ishvara. Isn't it?
Yeah.
So, unless we reach that stage, that samatvam, I am seeing everything with the same thing. That stage is where automatically there is no karma or anything. You become a total akarta.
Egato bhava.
Exactly.
Guruji, that was another doubt. I don't know whether I will take your time more. How in the relative, I'm not talking in the absolute sense, in the relative sense, what is the, how do we start practicing this Egatva Bhava? Seeing.
How we start practicing, we start practicing. That's all.
No, how do, can you give us a tip?
See, first, what we have to do is, this requires a lot of, as I said, reflection.
Yeah.
Sit and think, what are all the things? You see, I have been making distinction between people, between things and all that.
Yeah.
I have said, this is a good for me, this is not good for me.
Yeah.
These are all divisions we create in our mind.
Yeah. Separation.
Separation. Sit and think, what are the things? How I can reduce this separation? What are the things I can start seeing commonality?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, we can start with an example.
Yeah.
Human beings.
Yeah.
Because our the maximum interaction is with the human beings, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
We see how human beings as what? First male and female.
Yeah.
Then we see human beings as is a Brahmana, is a Kshatriya, is a Vaishya, is a Shudra. Correct?
Yeah.
Then we saw human beings, he is a young fellow, he is a middle-aged fellow, he is a old fellow. See how,
Yeah.
if you just take only human beings and sit down and make a list of what kind of differences in human beings, only one species we make, it's mind-boggling how many differences we make. People with mustache, one category. People without mustache, another category. I had a boss in Canara Bank, I was working in Canara Bank. Funny man. He used to say, that fellow is a bad person. You know why? Because he has a mustache. Though, of course, we used to laugh at that joke. But this is again another categorization. Judging people based upon all their physical attributes and things like that and all. Once, let us forget everything else. Let us forget computer, laptop, flask. Only human beings. Let us say, okay, from tomorrow, I am going to stop making a distinction about sex. I am going to consider that male and female are not too different. They are one and the same. In my view, there is no difference between male and female. In their form, there may be different and all, but I am going to treat both of them alike. One starting point like that. Or whether he is a Brahmana, Kshatriya, Shudra, and all, I am going to now view all of them as the same. Because I now understand that the Brahman in them, Atma in them is the same. So I will not be guided by their form and name. I will be guided by their real nature. So this is how we start. I mean, somewhere you have to start. This is how we start to bring samatvam, and it's not going to be easy. It's going to be a very long time.
I know.
But we have to start somewhere. Little we start, and then keep on building. Once you have actually successfully done one aspect of it, then you have to be very careful that that doesn't come back again. Right? That is the orientation part, the past orientation. Because these are all not kind of a, what can say, technical kind of a thing. You just do once and it will be done and all. No. Abhyasena tu kaunteya. You have to keep on doing, bringing it back again and again and again. Very, very tedious task. But that is why your attention should not be on anything else. It should be only on this. For that what? I mean, constant touch with Mahatmas, constant touch with Shastra. Anything else that attracts your attention, just push it away. I don't want that. Not easy again. Family, if you are in a family, lot of pulls. I mean, where is the question of your samatvam and all treating everybody there? If you treat your son and daughter same, both will fight. You are partial towards that, you are partial towards this. You can't do anything. You can't explain Vedanta and all to them. So it's a silent sadhana. We keep on doing. We know in our mind what we are behind. Let all these people say, okay, for the time being, pacify them and all. But silent sadhana, keep on do. Don't advertise it. The moment you advertise it, they will, start criticizing Vedanta also. With you, they will criticize your guru. Then they will criticize your Gurukulam. They will criticize all the Upanishads, everything they will start criticizing. Don't advertise what you are doing. Keep it to yourself. I am honestly telling you, these are all my personal experiences I am sharing with you.
And that too, since how many years you have been doing, even
Yes.
then there is no improvement.
No improvement.
Becoming
The
from bad to worse.
See, a small thing like anger.
Yeah.
Anger is very natural. Vedanta does not say that you have to give up anger. Anger, when it comes, what Vedanta says is how you are able to actually react to that. Anger will come, but how you are able to manage that anger. That depends on two things. One is whether by reacting to that anger, are you going to cause an injury to somebody else, physical or psychological injury? Number two, how quickly you yourself recover from that, feeling of anger. These are the two tests. But suppose we become angry with somebody. What will be the comment? What great Vedanta and all your study. You can't control your anger. I tell you. And nobody else, your own spouse will keep on telling you, Vedanta, Vedanta, Vedanta. What is this? You can't even control your anger. And suppose you tell your spouse that I feel like eating something special. Can you make it? What? You still have got all these desires to eat these special things, and you claim yourself you are a Vedantin? I tell you, the torture that you can be put through is humongous, rather. So, best thing is, do what you want to do silently and bear with titiksha, increase titiksha. Bear all these things. Okay, fine, don't make it, don't do it, I will not become angry. All that is fine. In your own mind, you know what you are doing.
Why, Lataji is very quiet.
Very quiet because
I'm laughing with you both.
no, it's a laughing matter only. I mean, because we have to enjoy what we are doing, right? I am not doing pursuit. I am not in a moksha pursuit for somebody else. And I will become a Mahatma and all my family will benefit and all. This is not politics. I become a minister and all my children also will become minister. They will do what they want to do on their own, rather. This life, I got an opportunity to get a guru like Puja Swamiji. Right? And in fact, before Puja Swamiji also, in fact, the person I would actually give the entire credit is Swami Mitrananda of Chinmaya Mission. He was the one who actually opened my eyes to make it see what it is.
Though he is very young, he is very young.
Excellent, orator, excellent speaker.
Yeah.
Came to Kuwait 1 week. In second talk, he opened my eyes. I said, my God, what is he saying? I need to know everything about it. And that is why I will say it happens. But after knowing that, I didn't just go back and sit at home. I started finding out what are all the things that I need to do more about it. Then started attending that, Gita, this self-study classes and all there. But again, then I found that, everybody was like a blind leading the blind. All were students, nobody knows anything. And they were their own theories, they will say.
You were attending a Chinmaya study class?
Chinmaya study class in Kuwait.
I was attending Swami Parthasarathiy's disciples,
okay.
in Muscat.
In Muscat.
So I started attending their class from August 1997.
Okay.
Yogeshri, now he comes, that infinite wings, Yogeshri Sudarshan.
Yeah. That's true. Anyhow, I think I will go and have my dinner now. So thank you very much, all of you.
You have nice dinner.
No, I normally eat something like some dosha, idli, some like that, light dinner. After the sickness which I underwent because of some wrong thing eating, for almost 3 weeks, I was very, very suffering very bad. You people don't know. My Sanskrit students know because I had to cancel 2 Sanskrit classes because of that.
Okay.
But somehow I was managing to conduct both Bhagavad Gita and Vishnu Sahasranamam classes without break. But for 3 weeks, I underwent sonography, I underwent CT scan. Nothing was found in that. And as it came, it vanished.
Oh,
The problem.
now you are okay.
Now I am perfectly okay. I am back to my original self, rather. So why I am saying is that from that I have become very careful in what I eat at night, especially. So earlier, whatever was there with lot of the rice, this, that, and all I used to eat. Now I say no, only light food like palagaram, what we normally our tradition do, dosa, idli, like that kind of maximum some uttapam or something like that. Like that I stick. That to quantity, 1 or 2 pieces. That's all, not more than that. So that light stomach is there.
The last 3 years I am doing intermittent fasting.
Yeah. Okay. Very good.
18 hours, 18,
Thank you,
6.
Guruji. We don't want to
Thank you.
delay you from your night meal. Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Good
Thank
night,
you.
Guruji.
Hari Om. Thank you.
Hari Om, Hari Om.
Hari Om, Guruji.
Thank you. Hari Om.